Okay. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started this morning with a morning mastermind. Let's see here. One of the things I want to do today, we're going to have some folks come in. I'm starting a little early. Um, I'm starting a little early because I want to highlight a couple things for you guys without everyone having to hear it again and again. Um, for those of you guys that do not know, we have a community. If you're watching the replay or you're watching this on YouTube, we have a community of process servers that are all working to support each other. Let me share my screen. Mhm. All right, so here's my screen. Let's just go back here. I'm learning how to use a Mac. So this is our community here, and it's called Mighty Process Servers, and it's on the platform called School. And one of the really cool things about this is that you're able to actually come in here, see all the members. Right now, there's 99 members. If you join today, you could be the 100th member. So it'd be cool to watch and see this video in the future. Um, Hopefully this is thousands, right, of people who are all engaged. What's really cool is once you've reached level 2 on the leaderboard, you can actually start to communicate with other people via direct messenger. So you see right here, it gives you the levels. To get to level 2, you just have to have 5 points. Jessica here, she came into the community and immediately shot up. She was networking with everyone and she's just really moved up really fast. So really proud of her. Jeff has always been a very big communicator, helper, contributor. Lewis is fairly new as well, and he's been very active. So and Kayla and Tim. So what's cool is you can yeah, it is kind of like a fun competition, but also as you move up the levels, other things get unlocked. So on level 2, you get chat with members gets unlocked. And as you can see, other things are like personal coaching. I basically have a personal vlog on here under the classroom tab where Love Ain't Lies, where I will post videos about my health journey. And so you can go watch those. That unlocks. But probably what you're most interested in if you're a processor, especially if you're just getting started, is the training programs that you get access to. Right away, you get access to the I call it basic training, but it's a 10K per month live challenge. And I started out doing it in 90 days. That was the goal, to get it done in 90 days. And I was able to achieve it in just 15 days. Goal reached right here. So I talk about it in this video where I'm like, guys, I think we only had 8 clients and we had already reached the $10,000 in 1 month. So, and that's the idea, is like you want to have a bit get very quickly as fast as you can to a business that can provide for you and your family. So that's probably the number one thing you want to get into. After I did the challenge, I came back and did a more of like a market research training where I actually did like a PowerPoint and stuff. I don't know. I don't learn very well that way, but I know some people actually need that. So I did that for you guys. And then also in the classroom, all of the Zoom meetings that we have are recorded in the vault, the Zoom vault. So you can go and see all the old videos that we've done on Zoom. I'm going to start doing business highlight spotlight. So I spotlighted my own business and talked all about marketing and Google My Business. Adele hung out with me that day. And so I'm going to do more of this. Whoever is on the leaderboard each week, I'm going to highlight them. So Jessica is on the leaderboard on Tuesday. So basically every Tuesday, I'll check it Tuesday morning. And she's on the leaderboard. So I'm actually going to highlight her business when she's ready. We'll highlight her business. I'll do a little peek inside her company and just kind of highlight her and put her inside of the spotlight. And then her company will be up here as a case study for a while, which will be cool. That'll be fun. And then there's a couple of courses coming out. The affiliate network, which is essentially a course. It's locked right now. Yeah, it's locked right now, but Basically, I'm going to teach you about all the associations, all the private investigator networks, the different notary associations, and how crazy they are about the notary people in the notary industry, about putting themselves on different directories and things like that, and just getting to know and networking. They're so good at that. And so we can learn a lot from them and how they do that. The different paralegal associations and why you should be involved with them. Obviously the American Bar Association. There's lots of law firm directories you can look into, and then there's third party tools. Now, a part of the reason some of this is geared towards helping your website rank better, because all of these websites that I'm going to review and that I'm going to teach you about and how to leverage them in the affiliate networks training is all about teaching you how to help your website rank better, to be honest. Like there'll be different elements of sales and how to position your business throughout this course. But the biggest thing is that you'll be able to have like really high domain authority websites linking back to your website if you do this properly. What I'm going to teach you. Um, so and then there's Mighty Marketing. Mighty Marketing is essentially going to teach you the automated ways that I do marketing, so that you can just run your business and you don't have to worry about constantly coming back and starting from scratch with marketing. Anyone who's hired me, it's almost a theme across the board that people say, well, I tried this, I tried that, it didn't work. Marketing is not like a thing that works. Guys, people in business have been doing marketing forever. Like you can do marketing and you can be successful and get customers. Okay. The calendar tool, actually, I've decided, yesterday, I decided to start using it exclusively. All of my Google Calendar stuff is going to go into this calendar, if it relates at all to process serving. So, like, I'm actually doing, it doesn't really relate to process serving, but I'm doing a freedom event for 9/11. And so people are welcome to come. And so that's on here. I'm going to be in Phoenix visiting some friends and family. So if you're in Phoenix area, I'd love to meet with you. I'll be in San Diego, September 14th. Going to take my kids to the zoo. You're welcome to come with us or come by and say hi. And then there's multiple conferences. There's the Cal's Pro conference. Let me go into that. I also have a couple of collaborations I'm doing with some of the different associations, and I would love to put those on here as well, so you guys can support those associations that are having me come on and teach their membership. So yeah, so those are the biggest things there. And then I wanted to show you, and of course on the about page, this is kind of like our landing page. And I talked to you about the different courses that are going to come out. I have some other courses here: sales training and judgment recovery, that I'm also going to do. RFP, request for proposal bid preparation. This is something that's made me a lot of money getting affiliate. Actually, they're not really affiliates. They're more like contracts, child support contracts, city code violation contracts. Like you can serve so many things off of contracts. And guess what? Contracts are proof that your business is successful, and you can actually, you can get loans. You can really leverage a lot when you have that stuff set up. So this is the community tab. This is the last part here I wanted to highlight. This is a community tab. You're actually able to come in here and post something. So I'm just going to post really quick. It's really easy, cool, a lot like Facebook. We are, let's see here, actually, morning mastermind starting now. Come join me. Something. And then we'll just put in here the Zoom link. Let's see here. Copy invite link. Control V. Yeah, so that's how we do that. We'll just boom, and then you hit post. About once a week, I'll send out an email to everybody through the here. And if you comment below, just put this comment to get points for engagement. Comment below your key takeaways from today's meeting. Engagement. Okay. And I also post these posts inside of these Zoom Vault, and they just live underneath the video forever. So what happens is I like link it to that. So what happens is in the future, if you go watch Zoom Vault videos and just comment on the post below the Zoom Vault video, let me just show you real quick. So right now, this video doesn't have a video in the vault yet, right? But when it does, I'm gonna come back into the classroom under the vault, and I'm gonna connect the post. See, I didn't put one yesterday. I forgot. Oh, I didn't put one there either. Coffee with Mike. So I'm gonna start doing it, I guess. Yeah, here we go. Here's our what are your key takeaways? So see, it says complete action. If you comment something, you'll get points for it. So I'm gonna start putting these below each of the videos when we do them. I think that'll be helpful for people. All right, morning mastermind. So this is what we're doing, you guys. This is the fun that we're having. This is what we're doing. Let me just stop screen sharing for a second. So the morning mastermind essentially is your opportunity to come and ask me questions. I built a, 7-figure process serving firm that, when it was at its height it was doing everything I needed it to do, like $30,000-$40,000 a month. And I invested in a software, and the software pays me very handsomely every single month for doing nothing. And as a process server, somebody serving papers, one of the things that you're always thinking about is how can I scale? How can I not have to knock on doors for the rest of my life? Good morning, everybody. Really excited about the community, the directory, everything that we're going to be talking about today. As you come in, you're welcome to introduce yourself in the chat. People will kind of trickle in as time. I do these every single day, so some people come some days, some people don't other days. It's totally fine. Good morning, Shayna. How are you? Still waking up, probably.
Good morning. How are you?
Mm, doing so good, so good. It's a great day, a beautiful day to be alive.
Yes, it is.
Remind me where you're from?
I'm from Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. Are
I'm
you
new in the industry. I've been following you for 3 weeks.
okay?
Some notes on YouTube. I tried to get my license. I went to the courthouse and stuff like that, but they act like they didn't know
Yeah,
um nothing about it.
yeah,
But the guy had told me, one person had told me that they have it in like Philly, and I'm 2 hours away from Philly.
yeah. Let me see here. So Pennsylvania, I actually have some VAs. My VA team putting together laws for each state.
Mhm.
And we haven't gotten to Pennsylvania yet. It's in alphabetical order, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna
the
look
laws didn't come, they didn't pass here yet.
and PA process server. So you're looking into it. While I look this up, what have you been doing? What's your experience?
My experience is been ATMs right now. I'm in the ATM business.
Right,
And
okay.
then at night I take care of disabled people.
Okay. So this will fall right in with what you're, like going from house to house, you're going to ATMs, you're going and helping people. I'll tell you, process serving, it's like a glorified delivery driver. You're going and knocking on doors, and yes, you need to be careful for certain dangers and stuff like that. with dogs and with, humans, of course. Um, but what you'll find is that you get paid a premium. So, if you charge, I mean, you get to pick your fee, you know.
Right.
I charge $97 is what I charge attorneys. I charge anyone else 147, and people pay it all day long. I never have anybody say, "You're so expensive." And if they do, I'm like, "Good luck," you know.
Right. I
You
try
know.
to call some companies to see if they do need help, but they
Yeah.
told me no around in my area.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So I just pulled it up. Naps has like a funky map that just came up here.
mhm.
Which it does have some cities here. Let me see if I click on one of the cities.
And you remember 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago, you was like, do the flyers and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So I said I was gonna do that because I'm right near the courthouse.
hmm
So you remember when you were saying like on Thursday when they have like eviction?
hmm
So I must see what days they have that and
Yeah.
just pop up there, dress nicely and start
Yeah.
giving out my flyers, introduce myself, let them know that, I'm new to the company and here's my business card.
The personality, I don't know you that well yet, right? But the personality that you have of like hearing something and then taking action, I can tell you already. You just if you can be consistent and hold out long
Uh-huh.
enough, you're going to be successful because so many people I'll tell them to do stuff and they don't. They're like, "Oh yeah, but it doesn't work in my area." Well, it doesn't work if you don't work.
Right.
You gotta put in the work to see the work, you know. So I like that about you already. I'm like, this is good. So and I love to hear feedback too, if because sometimes something may not work. There may be a law against it, right? Like
Mhm.
the one thing I will say when it comes to the courthouses is just being careful. Um, being careful to just have some tact about it. Like of course you're gonna be bold, but hey, good morning, Jessica.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Jessica.
Just talking to Shayna. Is that how you say it, Shayna?
Yes, Shayna.
Perfect. Okay. So when you go in, just and you're going to be bold, right? But I always try to avoid the guards because sometimes the guards are told not to allow solicitation. So you want to make it more like a professional. You're just professional. You're like, "Hi, how are you today? I don't think I've met you yet." That's one of my favorite lines in any conference or anywhere you go. Like
Okay.
make it obvious that everyone should have already met you
Mhm.
and you're like, I don't think I've met you. What's your name? So now they're like, who's this person that everyone must know and I don't,
Right.
you know? And sometimes if they know everyone, they might already kind of be like, okay, but they appreciate the hustle. Most people appreciate that hustle. So I don't think I've met you yet. So either way it works. And then you shake their hand and you give them your I would try to do a business card because
Yes.
it's not going to come up. Flyers are great. Put them on all the cars, put them on all the things on the posts. But if you're going inside the courthouse, you're talking to attorneys, having a card might be better because then they could pop it in, just throw it in their pocket, which is usually a bad thing, right? They're just going to put it in their pocket, lose it or whatever. But not with attorneys. They're going to give it to their paralegal. They're going to give it to somebody. And most importantly, when you give them a card, be like, do you have a card? I would love to get your card as well. Because now you have their card and you can follow up with them because that's what you can control, right? I want to look up so what city are you closest to?
I'm near Scranton and Wilkes-Barre.
There we go, Scranton. Okay, so Francis Jolly. Francis Jolly's somebody I would call. I don't know Francis,
Okay.
but Francis Jolly's somebody I would call. She's been in business, or Francis could be a guy, I guess. Um, I would call them, and they've been in business since 1987. They're on naps. Oh, they're a detective. Yeah, they're
Mhm.
sometimes they can be really cool. You just say, "Hey, I'm new to the business. I want to be a
Mhm.
private investigator, maybe. Definitely a process server. I can handle all your serves." A lot of times they don't want the serves. They know that it keeps the lights on in between big jobs that they get.
Mhm.
And if they have somebody who can help out, they love it. So this is
So
done.
so
Go
what
ahead.
I had called like a listings, right?
Mhm.
And I called one guy. His main branch is in Virginia. And he told me once, like he said, instead of working for a company, because what I wanted to do was work for a company and learn the ropes and then branch out on my
Mhm.
own. And he
Yeah,
was like, no, you could do it for yourself. Why go out and do all of that?
you could do both.
Huh?
You could do both.
Okay.
Yeah, you can work when I started, I was an affiliate for this lady who sent me most of my work. But on the
Uh-huh.
side, while I built my business on the side, and because you're a contractor, you're not employed by them, you're just a
Mhm.
contractor. So if you're an employee, they might have rules against that, but most of the time you're just a contractor, so you can build your business alongside at the same time, you know. So you have this is a thing called naps, but and it's definitely good to look at. There's people who've been in business for a long time. They've been
Yes, I
paying.
spoke to that guy. I
Did
called
you?
him too. Yes, he told me keep on calling him back, or by next year call him back and see if they're doing it in my area. But right now it's just Philly.
Okay. All right. So I talk about this in my video. Have you gotten in the classroom and saw the challenge, the 10K challenge?
Yeah, but I was playing with it and I cannot link to even pay for the monthly, I think it's like $29 or $30 to be in
Yeah,
that.
that no, so the community here is right now is free to be a part of, but to be on the directory you go right here, join the directory.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's for the directory. You can join that. It's $27. But this right here is that's just to put your listing on the website. But this right here is what I'm talking about. If you go basic training, you can go start watching these videos. Have you seen these?
Yes.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, so these ones, if you watch it, you'll listen to me talk to them and go through it. If you do
Mhm.
that with local attorneys, you're going to get business. The problem is, like you said there's no licensing requirement yet
No,
there.
not in Pennsylvania.
Nice, nice. So that's good. That means you could just get started right away and start calling, right?
Right.
Yeah. So let me see here, sales.
So
So,
one of the reps had told me if I set up and do my website and do my business cards and stuff like that and call around and see if I could get leads,
mhm.
he will by next month he could give me some of his leads.
Hmm. Who is this?
His name was Mike in Virginia.
Oh,
He
okay.
used to be a cop, and from the cop, he decided on doing this because he said he makes more money doing this. He said if I could do like 40 or 50 a day, I'll be coming home
Mhm.
good. But you got to
Yeah,
keep
that's true.
traffic.
That's true. But the thing that kind of was surprising to me that the word you use leads. If he gets business, what he might be saying is that he gets the business and he'll send them to you. That
Right.
would- Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That works. That essentially means that he's getting the customer, he's
Mhm.
sending them to you, or he's getting the customer, charging them, and then he's sending jobs to you so that you could go do them. See, in real estate,
Right.
we call it leads, and you just do a referral agreement, and then and then you'll just take it from there,
Mhm.
and it's your customer. You're just paying basically a percentage finder's fee. Process serving is very different in that it could be my customer, stay my customer, but now I'm your customer because I'm sending you business, but I'm paying you much less than what I'm getting from the original
Right.
customer. Yeah. So that's
Mhm.
fine. Yeah, that's good. I mean, if he'll send you work, that's great. Just remember that you are your own business and you decide what you want to charge. So companies like this, ProofServe, they'll send you
Mhm.
work, and I'm not saying anything bad necessarily because if you get $8 a serve, like something crazy, I've heard some crazy stories. If you get like $8 a serve, but they give you, 40 in a day, maybe you can make sense of that. I don't know. I can't see it. But in
Mhm.
some cities where it's basically you're walking down the street like a mail person and you're dropping these things off.
Right.
Uh, But where I'm from in Northern California, it's 30 minutes between each stop. And which I think Pennsylvania, unless you're in the city, might be similar. and you need to get paid. You need to get paid a little bit more than that. You need to have. I wouldn't serve for anything less than 25 if I were new
Right.
today, starting brand new.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and the only reason I would do that is because I would want to know who the customers are, who the ideal uh people are. My kids are doing dishes or something. That's good, I guess.
Okay.
Um, so here we go. Let me click here and let's see if well who we have here. Northeast Pennsylvania Express Processor Service, Creator Detective Agency. So the same guy shows up here. He's been a member of NAP since 1987. He started in 65. Or she, I don't know. So you can call them and say, "Hey, what's going on?" Yeah,
Right.
calling them and just saying, "Hey, I'm willing to start." It sounds like you've watched enough. You know enough that you're dangerous. You can actually
Right.
start making some money. Have you served anybody yet?
No, not yet.
How exciting!
I have
So
to do a website. My
uh-huh.
business cards is coming, but I have to do a website.
Yeah. So our people build the best websites. My designer. If
Mm-hmm.
you go to Mighty Website Builder,
Mm-hmm.
it's $500 for a setup fee, which it's like a $10,000 website. She builds it out, and Desi's our lead designer, and she'll build it out for you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need online ordering, where you're ready for online ordering, then it's $79 per month moving forward, and we handle all of your SEO. We handle the payment processor. About once a year, they update the credit card processors, where we have to go in each form and update them and stuff. And so we host all that for you for 79 a month. If you just want the website, then it's still just the 500 setup, and then it's $47 a month for the website.
Okay.
And that includes a blog. You can create your own blog on there. It's all automated. We build all of our stuff onside the builder. So it's yeah, whatever you need pretty much for process serving, you can get it here. We got the community. The only thing we don't have is a server software, which that'll probably come in the future couple. Well, maybe not, because there's one called Process Server Toolbox is probably the closest to what I would build if I was going to build one myself. And that's the one my company uses. PST is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so the classroom is good to get in there and start watching all the videos and just going through and actually picking up the phone. That's the hardest thing, is like each and every day pick up the phone. And I actually walk you through like building a website too, like how we build it for you and stuff in here.
Yes, I was looking at day 3 on that on YouTube.
Yeah, I kind of did it different on here because we didn't do, here it is. Yeah. Oh, that's a good day. That's 3 hours. I think I was calling this day too. Same day. Oh yeah, your email templates.
Mhm.
This is just pure gold, and it's completely free. It's just, so this is the same stuff as on YouTube. I just tried to organize it better on here.
Okay.
Yeah, same stuff. Yeah, so going through and seeing who your potential clients are, maybe working for your customers. Um, oh yeah, going through the state bar's website. That's really helpful. Okay, we can be done with that. Yeah. So there's a lot of other things too. I have a lot of things coming out pretty soon that are going to be very helpful when it
Mhm.
comes to the trainings and stuff. But for right now, you're just getting started. So what other challenges are you having so far?
Um, that's it. That's
So
it really, because, I took notes and stuff like that, but I think I got discouraged because when I called Napa, he was telling me that I can't do it in Pennsylvania. I could only do it in Philly.
hmm. Oh yeah,
So I
we were
felt
looking
like
up the laws.
right,
We're looking up the laws. But you were saying as far as you know, there aren't any right now. Yeah.
right. There's none.
Okay. So one thing that can be an issue. So this is how it works when it comes to serves. Is you get a document to serve, right?
Right.
And let's say a divorce document, and the people lived inside of the city or in a certain area, district, so they call them sometimes. And different areas are different. So Florida, for example, if a divorce was filed in a certain county, then it would get filed at this certain courthouse in this area. This is what they've decided the law is. So when you get that document, you're serving it according to their rules. Even if you're in Bangladesh, you're serving that person based on their rules. Can you serve it here? Can you serve it there? But you're
Oh,
also serving it according to your own local state license. And so what I'm trying to say is the only thing that they might be right about is if someone is in, let's say, Pittsburgh, and the city of Pittsburgh, one of the local district courts have decided that the only people who serve their papers are licensed private investigator or whatever. But that's something you can call and ask them. I would call, this is something I teach in the program too, is like call every courthouse and or go into every courthouse at least and talk to the administrator. A lot of people don't know you can do this. The administrator sits behind a desk. I mean, what a great job. I mean, they don't work at the behind the desk. They used to. They probably filed papers for years, but now
okay.
everything's electronic. And they're an administrator and they sit behind a desk and just manage all these court employees. And so you can come and say, I'd like to meet with the court administrator. How can we help you? I'm a local process server and I have a few questions about the way things are filed here. Something like that. The way
Okay.
things get filed here and the best processes. Because the person that comes up to the counter probably isn't going to be able to answer that. Or if they do, be like, but what do you mean? They might probe a little bit. Well, I would
Mm,
just well, there's a few different things. So one thing is I'm a new process server, so I don't want to break any rules. And I'm trying to make sure that I follow the rules for your local court. And you're gonna get all kinds of people are funny that way. But it's gonna be good no matter what. So even if you get some flack from people, you're gonna hear from the court administrator or someone who works there. Oh no, you might even hear, oh, only the sheriff can serve here. And it may be completely false. But when you talk to the court administrator, the main person, right?
uh-huh.
They may call it something different there too. But I'm pretty sure it's administrator pretty much everywhere. They'll come and they'll tell you, oh no, anyone can serve over 18, you know. And you should have some of that information already when you go in there. Let me see here. Need help. All right, where do you need paper served? Let's see here. Ensure to process serving. I'm gonna look this up for you right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Mhm. Okay, so does a process server need to be licensed or registered? Alaska, Arizona, California, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Montana, Nevada, and Oklahoma. Those are the only ones that have to have some kind of, but also Texas, you have to be certified. So I don't know, that's not on there. What is an affidavit of service? Let me see here, Pennsylvania. Let's see here. Let me just type it into Google again. Does a process server need to be licensed in Pennsylvania? Okay, here we go. Process servers in the state of Pennsylvania are not required to be licensed in addition to service by the sheriff. Original process may be served also by a competent adult in the following actions: equity, partition, prevent waste, and declaratory judgment when declaratory relief is the only relief sought. Interesting. So let me get this
Mm,
link and I'll send it to you.
okay.
Need to hire a process server. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, this will be helpful for you.
Okay.
I'm originally from the King of Prussia area,
Oh, okay.
Shayna. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm in Seattle now.
Oh, okay.
I was just editing my website. It looks great after She built it and then she did my first round of edits. I really like what she did with it.
Good. That is awesome. Thanks for saying that. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
pretty much everybody, every single person who's ever, she's just, she has OCD, like, and like literally in real life, and she does a great job. I love, if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be building websites anymore. Because she makes it easy. Cool, cool. So I want to meet with you about your website, go over the SEO and stuff as well.
Yes,
Um,
we'll do that soon.
okay, so all right, so some research is definitely in order, but apparently there's some specific verbiage that Pennsylvania has. I'll send this to you. And and then the other thing that you could do is reach out to the local sheriff
Right.
and just tell the local sheriff,
Sure.
"Hey, I'm a process server. I'm a private process server here in Pennsylvania, and I'm serving papers. And I would, if you guys ever need help, I will serve for you. Oh, we serve our papers. Okay, I just want to let you know I'm here and I'm local, and because the worst case scenario is that you get out there, somebody calls 911 and shows up, and you're out there serving papers." And you don't look like you're serving papers, you look like you're trespassing because you kind
Mhm.
of are. And that's okay because you're serving papers, you're in them. And I don't know exactly specific California code. I mean, Pennsylvania code, but in California code, there's actually a specific code that puts us underneath the same level as a police officer, if not as like authority, but the right to trespass. Like if a police officer is there to serve a search warrant, he's not trespassing. He is there to collect that person or a search warrant, right?
Right.
So if you're there serving a paper, it's the same way. I don't know that, and it's probably not because there's not a lot of laws around process serving in Pennsylvania. You
Mhm.
probably don't have those same protections. However, if you're serving papers and you're there and the people tell you to leave, you just leave, you know?
Right.
You're like, okay, well, do you know when she'll be back? And then when you come back again, I always tell people if somebody threatens you with violence at all and tells you to leave, just don't come back. Just call the client and say, you know what, this person has a gun. I suggest you hire the sheriff. You know,
Okay.
that's what I do. That's what I would do. Not when I started. When I started, I'm like, well, I just need to go get me a bigger gun, and show up and
Mhm.
jump the fence and have my,
Mhm.
my bear spray for his dogs. And no, it's a business. If you treat it like a business, your safety comes first and all that, you just survive longer. you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and in Pennsylvania, I know my boy, one of my sons lives in Brookville, which is
Mhm.
near, I think, is it Du Bois? No,
I'm new to the area.
oh, okay, yeah. There's a couple of spots right there. Clarion, I think is what it's called, and it's out in the middle of nowhere. It's near Punxsutawney, like an hour south of Punxsutawney.
Okay.
So, yeah, Groundhog Day, people. So,
Mhm.
but it was very wild. They call it the wilds of Pennsylvania. It's just trees and mountains everywhere.
Okay.
Bear. I saw a bear every time I went outside almost. They're just walking around. So,
Mhm.
so I don't envy your process serving. So Scranton is what you said, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Jessica, it's kind of cool having people that are so new. I guess that's the idea, right? You're getting
Mhm.
for a long time I did these masterminds and there were people 20 and 30 years in the business, and that's all the only people that would show up. So it's cool to see, new people
New
coming
face.
into the business that are
Mhm.
motivated, that are doing actually putting in the work. I will say having a mindset for the long term, knowing that, let's just say there's 100 attorney, and I talk about this a few times in the trainings, but I mean, imagine there's only 100 attorneys that exist, and there will
Mhm.
never be any more in your area where you would want to serve somewhere local.
Right.
And just, there's going to be more, but just imagine there's 100 and you're going to build relationships with each and every one of them. Number three attorney, who's, let's say her name's Julie.
Mhm.
Julie has a process server she loves. and she's probably going to keep using Julie for a long time. I mean, Julie's going to keep using this other process server for a long time. But eventually, because you stick around, because you continue to build relationships and you have like a long-term mindset,
Mm-hmm.
Julie will eventually use you
Gotcha.
because process servers move on. Process servers go and get different jobs. They do different things. They treat it like a part-time job. And
Mm-hmm.
the ones who treat it like a business, and I'm saying this from experience and seeing others as well, those who treat it like a business end up selling them for millions of dollars. You
Right.
know, I know a couple dozen that have sold their businesses, and probably on one hand I could count the amount of people who treated it like a part-time job that actually made any money. And the people who actually made money doing it when it was just a part-time job is because they would serve like crazy for 10
Mm-hmm.
different companies, affiliates, and they bang their head against the wall. So the best thing, the advice the guy gave you is true. Get your own customers, and at the same time, work for other people. There's a
Right.
couple of people that come on here. You'll get some inspiration from other people too as they come on and they get stuff. Jessica has had you want to tell her about the jobs you do for the apostille stuff? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I heard her yesterday. She was good. I took some notes from her.
Okay.
Yeah,
Jessica.
if you're near the capital and that's where the apostilles are done, it's great. Like for the same day, I charge 700 and the next day 500. So it's like people want it done, and I always tell them, you can mail it too. These are the other cheaper ways, and they're like, "No, I want it right now." So it
Right.
makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Wasted my whole day. So
But you're not a notary, right?
no,
No.
it's just
I
basically
remember.
like
Okay.
a courier service that I do.
Mhm.
So with that one, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's so good. And if you just the biggest thing I take from that is understanding the leverage of time. Like it's your time. And if you're going to trade your time for money, why not get paid a premium,
Right.
you know? And then what's crazy about that though, this is what's crazy about that is if you can find that's a niche, right? The apostille stuff. If you can so you get that, right? And you start getting a couple customers doing that and you realize there's a pattern with those customers. Like all those customers are calling you because they worked with this one attorney or
Mhm.
these two attorneys or they is there any pattern you already see or no?
Mine's just with pro site clients.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you could ask them like, what's the process look like? You could out probe them and be like, yeah, okay. And once you start to see a pattern, now you know where to market. If there was a certain website they went to, you can target the website. You can actually probably run ads on the website. You can run there's so many things you can do. But when you're getting paid $500 for a job, that allows you some room for expenses. So now
Yeah.
you can actually have somebody else go do it
Mhm.
while you stay home and you have someone else do it they get paid $50 or $150 or whatever you want to pay them. It's none of their business what you're getting paid. And
Right.
by the way, now they're going down there for I don't know the whole process, but it sounds like it's a few things. But you could go down and instead of doing one, you could do six a day.
Mm.
And so now you're getting 3,000. You're paying the guy or gal to go do it. You can pay them hourly, a premium. You can pay them $20 an hour, $30 an hour.
Yeah, I
You
can
know
forget process serving and knocking on doors.
what I exactly. So this is why I say I always go back to like it's a business. People are probably like, "Oh yeah, it's a business." No, I literally mean treat it like a business. Like how can you replace yourself the fastest? And some people that I know that get tons of serves, and they have contracts with the counties and stuff like that. The one guy I'm thinking of, he actually specializes in out-of-state deposition subpoenas. And so he doesn't run ads for anything else but that. And
Mm.
and no one else is really doing that. So if you search out-of-state deposition subpoena, how to
Mhm.
localize or whatever, he's got all the
Right.
videos. I've helped him edit some of those videos, and he just dominates that little niche. And so he charges, a premium for that as well. And then he uses that money to leverage and pay for all of his ads to get process serving work as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So so it just depends on what you're doing. The Pennsylvania, I don't know what their market would be, what the primary like, thing would be. Here in New Mexico, nobody wants to work. So and literally everybody's either on drugs or too busy being a pastor. Like there's a church on every block. So 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 the people who are out there that don't want to work, but the serves still have to get done. People are still
Yes.
getting divorced. People are still evicting people or whatever.
Mhm.
So it was really easy for me to build a business here like in 15 days, like all the attorneys I called were like, "Really? You moved from some other place and you're a go-getter and you're calling me and you're, cold calling me, prospecting to me? Really?
Mhm.
Wow, yes, let's give you a try." That's kind of how it
Mm.
was. And so if you have that kind of mentality when you're calling in Pennsylvania and nobody's really doing a good job, then you'll scoop it up. I will say though, in Pennsylvania, those people that have been there for a long time, they don't think that because they've been there for a long time, they have it locked up. It actually usually means the opposite. It usually means that, there's a saying in process serving that says you're only as good as your last serve.
Mhm.
You can serve for 20 years and have just do so amazing, where attorneys are raving your name from the rooftops. And then they have this huge case or small, it doesn't matter, whatever case, and you messed up on a serve or someone who works for you messed up on a serve, and that's where they don't call you anymore. The paralegal starts using somebody else.
Mhm.
And so I've over the years I've gotten to believe refund like as fast as possible, or give credits to for future serves. And I get it, if you can't afford it, be slow to do that, but it's so effective.
Mm.
You avoid bad reviews. You immediately they understand that you understand that you messed up,
Mhm.
you know? Because a lot of times people are like, "Well, you didn't do a good job," and they're giving you such a hard time, and you're like, "Well, what if we were able to give you a refund and then go give it another try anyways?" You would do that? Like they're just like baffled by that.
Right.
And they're immediately like on your side again, you know? So yeah. So what other questions do you guys have, or thoughts or things you're struggling with?
What type of printer do I need?
Yeah, so I like Brother printers. Everybody has their own thing. Like if you're a Mac user, you may like what is it, HP or something like that. But I
Mhm.
I like Brother, and the reason why, and I got a fancy, stand-up printer for a long time when I had an office
Mhm.
where had an office staff and a bunch of people in the office. And some guy would come in once a week. We paid $80 a week, and he would come in and put the paper and toner and check everything. And that was cool because we'd print, 1,000 pages a day at least, because all the different companies would hire us to print the filings before e-filing became a thing. And we would
Mhm.
go down to the courthouse and file it for them. This is why
Right.
the apostille thing, I was thinking like we would go down there once and file like 50 things, and we get
Mhm.
paid 20, 30, $40 for each one. Right. So that was a big part of our business. And then e-filing hit and basically just wiped out half of our business, which was, we kind of saw it coming, but luckily I invested in an e-filing software that pays really well. So Brother printer, the reason why I like them, a Brother laser printer,
Mhm.
not a inkjet, a laser printer, because
Mhm.
it heats up and it stamps the pages. It could just keep going for hours. And
Okay.
if your brother, you get one of the ones for printing,
Mhm.
like it'll hold 500, it'll hold a ream,
Oh,
and
500. Okay.
it'll hold a ream. That's the one I like to get because that's your workhorse. And then if
Okay.
you want to do scanning and stuff, you get another Brother printer or whatever other kind of printer you want. That's like an all-in-one printer that does your
Mhm.
printing, scanning, whatever. In my opinion, that's the best setup. You get your Brother printer that has this printing, scanning, and everything, and then you have another little workhorse. And the reason why is because they will go out. They will go out. You're not
Right.
buying a $5,000 printer. You're buying like literally a $200 or $300 printer.
Right.
So that $200 or $300 printer though will print 100,000 pages before it starts to swell. It'll like swell from the heat over time.
Mhm.
And then and then you've already made tens of thousands of dollars on it. Go buy
Okay.
another one for 200. Like if you, and I only know this because when I had the big one and we needed something fixed on it,
Mm-hmm.
something would break on it. The guy that would come in and do the repairs, it'd be 20, it'd be like 200, it'd be like $500 for these different parts. You
Right.
can buy an entire new printer, the entire brand new printer for $250. Why would you do it? So I stopped doing that. I'm like, I like the big beautiful printer, but it doesn't print faster than a brother. It's
Right.
it's the
Okay.
same. Yeah. And it doesn't print it does some fancy things like collate like 1,000 pages where it's like, but pretty much you have one-sided pages. If it's a court
Okay.
filing, you have one-sided pages. They're all hole punch, you know what I'm saying, on the top,
Mm-hmm.
legal hole punch. And I don't know if you're doing that. Are you doing that in Pennsylvania? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't know if they're doing e-filings anymore. Who do I know
Right.
from Pennsylvania that I know serves papers? I have family there, but I don't know that. Um, I know
That's
some.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That's why I was saying I wanted to work for a company in
Mhm.
Pennsylvania so I could see their layout, to see how to do it. Because coming into the business, I'm going to be blinded, but I still want to know what I'm doing.
A
You know?
100%. You're right. 100%. I would go the leverage of the detective people.
Mm-hmm.
I would tell them like, I want to become a PI
Okay.
because eventually you do.
Right.
Eventually everyone who's a process server, if you're serving papers, then that's your
Right.
thing. But if you're
Okay.
just trying to build a business, you want to find that little niche that's going to pay you that, like do that. But being a
Mm-hmm.
PI is, I believe that in the future, a private
Mm-hmm.
investigator will be the process servers. I think most process servers will be weeded out.
Mm-hmm.
And some guy's supposed to pick up one of my trailers right now. Um, I believe, and the reason why I believe that is because things are becoming more electronic. And
Right.
so to hedge your business against the technology wave would be
Mm-hmm.
to become the best version of a process server, um, which is a private investigator, because you can be, as a PI, you're immediately qualified to be a special witness on many
Mm-hmm.
cases. As a PI, you can be asked to actually investigate things. And if you get questioned about it, it's actually your job to ask questions, right? A process server, literally, if you're 18 and breathing and something needs to be delivered, you can deliver it. That's how most states are. But what happens when you're trying to find somebody and you can't find them? In
Mm-hmm.
some states, it's illegal to do surveillance for more than a certain amount of time. It becomes stalking, right? So I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying, as a process server, I'm just saying that you might look into becoming a PI.
Okay.
Everybody, I tell everybody, I was a PI for a while, and the way that I did this is another good tip. There's companies out there that will license you in their state
Mm-hmm.
without having to become licensed. They'll just let you use their license,
Okay.
and you can do surveillance for them. One company is called Delta
Okay.
Investigations, and Delta will pay you for surveillance, and they get a ton of workers' compensation insurance claims. And so essentially what they'll do is they'll say, "Hey, we just need you to go sit outside this house, record everything you see. If he
Mm-hmm.
comes out, whatever." And they license you. You get like a subcontractor license through them. They send
Okay.
you the little card. So valuable. So valuable. Even
Mhm.
when I wasn't doing work for them, I
Right.
had that card. So if somebody ever said like, "Well, what are you poking around for? What do you like if I'm parked somewhere, let's say, and a
Right.
cop comes and knocks on my window? Oh, I'm a process server. I'm looking for so and so. Okay, where do they live? Right. Well, I think they live right there, but I'm not sure. Oh, you don't know if they live there? Like, okay, now and then go blow your cover and go
Mhm.
knock on the door, or they're just gonna tell you get out of here. You can't hang out here. And so as a PI, you can show that card and be like, you know, I'm here on
Gotcha.
official business. I can't tell you the details, but I'm not going anywhere. And
Okay.
it is like, okay, thank you. You know, and a lot of cops are respectful of that. They're like, oh, wow, dang. Yeah,
Okay.
you just ran into me, bro. You know,
And I
I
have
never,
another question.
yeah.
Dress code. Some people were saying, like, online, some people were saying to dress like you going to the store and stuff like that. I wanted to just wear a nice shirt with a blazer. Is
Yeah.
it
So,
too you hear two sides of a story?
yeah, I mean, it's your business, right? So, well, a lot of times when I would serve, this is pretty much how I would dress every day. I would dress with a white button up and jeans, you know,
Mhm.
and boots. I had like,
Right.
cowboy boots or some type of like contractor boots or whatever. And the reason why I did boots is because that's half the battle with dogs, when because I would serve a lot of country areas, where
Mhm.
there's like rocks and stuff. But being like semi-professional is good.
Okay.
As far as answering the door, if you dress really nice, they're going to think you're there to sell them something. So sometimes they'll avoid you.
Mhm.
But being a woman already, uh, it sounds sexist. It is, I guess. But being a woman already, you're going to get 90% more people answering the door.
Okay.
Yeah, because a lot of women will see me at the door, 6 foot guy, and just kind of go like, "Well, what does this guy want? He either wants to sell me something or kidnap me, right?" So like
Right,
either way, it's bad.
right.
And if
Okay.
it's a guy, he's like, "Well, this guy's gonna sell me something," and they don't answer. But with a woman, if it's a guy, they're like, I wonder, what does she want, And if it's a girl, she's like, oh, I like her hair that way. Who's this girl? I gotta get to
Right.
know her. It's just so
Mhm.
funny how different it is. And maybe that's my own mindset stuff, but
Okay.
I seen it. I seen it, I did it for a long time. I'd serve 30, 40 papers every single day for 5 years, So, um, but yeah, so wear whatever you want. Uh, I
Yeah.
actually I actually personally liked having a polo. So I would either wear a
Mhm.
shirt like this or I would wear a polo shirt that had a
Your
logo right there.
local. Right.
Yeah,
I was
because it's
thinking that too.
professional. It looks
Mhm.
professional, but it's also a little bit casual.
Right.
And if you spill something on it when your car or whatever, because you're in the car all day,
Mhm.
um, I liked getting these ones that were like kind of not silky, but they had I think they had like a wicking thing. The moisture just wicks away from it or whatever. So
Okay.
yeah, I still have some. I wore one yesterday. It's a black one.
Mhm.
Um, and I just put my logo on them, you
That's
know?
it. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
And Desi can help you design a logo too. She's really good at that if you don't have one already.
Mhm.
My designer.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, let's see what else. Oh yeah, what other questions you got? You got some good ones.
I got that. Um, Question. I have a LLC for a different company, right?
Hmm.
But I'm not going to use that. I already paid for the LLC, but I'm not going to use it for that company. Can I use it for this?
Yeah, you could. You could. So there's a couple reasons why LLCs are important.
Mhm.
Because you could just do sole proprietor, get paid under your name, right? And stuff. But the somebody's coming in. So the primary reason for an LLC, the actual primary reason for an LLC is that you have the protection, the legal protection if somebody were to sue you. So,
Right.
and it's separate from your personal assets. Hi,
Mhm.
Hillary. Welcome. Just figuring things out. So, yeah, and then the second reason for an LLC, and probably the thing you're going to deal with more often, is the idea that it's a separate entity, so it
Mhm.
can receive payments in a fictitious business name. So whatever the name of your company is, if they're writing you checks and stuff like that, they're not going to write it to Shayna Call. They're not going to write it to your name. They're going to write it to your
The business.
business name. Yeah.
Mhm.
If you try to cash something in your business name and without an LLC, you can't open a bank account under a fictitious name without that. So those are the two main reasons. But um, going back to your thing is like, what's the name of your LLC? Is it
Mhm.
even close to your company name? And then what if you got sued for serving somebody? Does that other company own assets that can be,
Mhm.
I'm not an attorney, nor do I provide legal advice. This is just what I would do if I were in this situation.
Right.
Yeah. How's
Okay.
it going, Hillary? Great questions.
Thank you.
Hillary Duff. There we go. Ask them yet. She's your friend. You're inviting friends now.
She's my partner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, she has her own company.
Oh,
Well,
hello.
Okay.
Sorry, I
welcome.
mute on there. Thank you.
Welcome. How you doing today?
Doing pretty well. Yeah.
Okay, great, great. Yeah, we love Jessica. She comes in all the time. She's like a go-getter. I have no doubt she's gonna be crushing it. She's already crushing it in life. So that's where it starts. So you're serving papers?
Yes. Yeah. I have a little company in King and Snohomish County. Just kind of yeah, have areas kind of overlay, I guess.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I love collaboration between process servers. If you're a process server and you look at all the local people as your competition, you don't get it. First of all, I didn't get it. So just to be clear, I didn't get it. And I learned over time, that if I ever want to take a vacation, that I need to be cool with people in my area. And
Yeah.
and eventually, because of my marketing, I took over all the customers, and they weren't just my guys that would cover for me, they worked for me, right? And so if you play your cards right, that's, in your local area, that's how it'll be. Anybody who serves for anybody will eventually serve for you, and they'll be happy to do it because you'll give them volume and stuff. So where are you at with business and stuff? Do you I don't know how to put you on the spot here. I know you just came in, but uh are you having a good time with it? You like it? How long you been in business?
No, I've been serving for about 7 years. I moved from like a small little county in Washington. I started with a little process serving company and learned all the ropes and stuff, and then moved down here. And I've been doing really, really well. As time has been going on, it just keeps getting better and better. I've
That's
been
awesome.
pulling about a month, so right about
You
there, just on
What
my
did you
own.
say?
So I've been pulling about 10 grand a month, just
Nice.
so I'm looking to grow and ideas and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I'll tell you that range is where you start to realize that this is not just a job.
Yeah.
Right? That I think when I realized I was making 10, and I don't even think I really realized I was so busy just serving. And I
Mm-hmm.
got married and she was handling all the books and she was handling all the proofs, and I remember one time she was like, I remember the first time she was like, I was like, man, we were watching a show and I was like, man, it would be cool if our business could get to that place. We are watching The Profit with Marcus Lemonis. And I was like, man, it'd be cool if our business could make, $10,000 a month. And she looked over at me like, what? And I said, yeah, it'd be cool if we could make 10 grand a month. And she was just like, boy, we made 30 grand last month. And I was like, what? And she goes, yeah, it's always over 10, but in
Right.
July, August time when everybody's suing everybody, you make more. And every year is a little bit different, but I remember it being like a moment where you're like, okay, I can actually do something with this. And the crazy thing is you just have to outlast all the other people, and then you have to provide. There are no extra customers. There's a guy Tillman. He owns a lot of restaurants. He owns the Darden Group. He owns a lot of places in Orlando. He owns Disney, all the restaurants in Disney, or at least most of them in Disney World. He owns them. And he was interviewed. He's a billionaire. He was interviewed, and one of the quotes he gave was the advice he gave is there are no additional customers. A lot of people think in restaurant business, especially, is that if somebody has a problem with your sandwich or whatever, it's just them. You know, Take this opportunity to be prideful and just be like, it's not for everybody. Sorry about that. Good luck. He's like, there are no extra customers. You go out of your way to see what was it they didn't like. Because this is how you should be selfish. You should be selfish and think, I want to know why this person didn't like my sandwich. So for process serving, it is a much higher rate than even restaurants. Restaurants, once they figure it out, they do pretty well, right? They do, like, most customers are happy for the most
Right.
part. But with process serving, it's about half aren't happy. If you don't serve it, it's a bad address. There's so many scenarios where you're now under the gun for like, well, why didn't you? Well, what happened? What like? So I don't have a proof. What am I going to do when I show up to court? You know. So having that part and understanding that is so big, and so that if I could give any advice, there are no additional customers. I love that. And so when I learned that, I started doing the reviews, the automated reviews, where I would ask for a review. It would basically be an email that said, "How did we do?" And I've
Mm-hmm.
done videos on this on YouTube, but it's like a green face it's a green smiley face, not like a puke face, but like a green happy face,
Mm-hmm.
and then a red angry face. And it says, click, how did we do? Click the emotion that or the emoji that represents our service the best. And they got to pick one. And so most people don't pick any, but if they pick the red face, it's a link that takes them to a survey, a Google form that says please tell us how we can do better. And I made it a point to call every single person that filled that out, personally call them and say, and so half the time, at least half the time, it was that we just didn't serve it. We sent them a declaration of diligence,
Mm-hmm.
and they weren't happy. And so that taught me data, right? That taught me to start offering a free skip trace on every bad address. Like, how can I get less of those red clicks where they're truly angry with my service?
Mm.
And then also I learned, instead of just doing a free skip trace to get that next, because they'd have to pay for the next address. And a skip trace cost me $2 or $3.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good. Then the other thing was, I learned that on the front end, if it was a pro se, to always call them on the front end and explain to them, you're paying for the attempts to serve, not for the actual service itself. So just by doing those two things, I stopped getting bad reviews. Like I never had got a bad review after doing that. I think I got one because some lady said that I lied when, one of my guys lied, and he drop served her through the window. She was
Mm-hmm.
like, "F you," through the window. And he was like, "Okay, Kate," or whatever her name was, I forget. And he's like, "Okay, Kate, I'm gonna leave these right here where he could see her." In California, it's that you can communicate with them clearly. You can identify them as the person you're trying to serve. That's it. And so he sat the papers down, said, "You're served." And she goes, "I was inside the house with the door shut. How did you serve me?" Blah, blah, blah. So he had to testify in court, but she left us a bad review. It's like, how, so you're going to get some of that too. Good
Okay.
stuff. Did I finish that point? Oh yeah. Just that getting that data, getting data back, even if it's bad data, is good. It's good because you can make moves and do things with it. Good stuff. Hillary, did you have any specific questions you wanted to ask?
Um, Not that I can think of at the moment.
Well, you're welcome to come. Did you join our group?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. There are lots of people coming in, and I don't remember everybody, but I love it when people show up because then I'm like, I put a face to the name, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I've
Check
been
it
following
out.
for a while now. I just not consistently, just because I work so much, I can't always get the times in.
That's cool. She's my biggest asset. How funny. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you guys are connecting and you guys are supporting each other. That's half the battle. Yeah, I remember when I actually, my story is I got served papers from a process server for divorce, if you guys haven't heard it. And the guy told me he got paid $50 to go out and to serve it. And I was like, $50? That's crazy. I could do that. Like, and that was like the dream was, if I serve just 10, I'm gonna be making good money, 10 a day, because I was delivering prescriptions at the time. And what we call a Million Mile Mike, he's still serving there in Chico, California. And he ended up serving for me. He was one of my main servers there for quite a while, serving all my papers. And I was charging $97 a serve, paying him $40. So, and I had a full office staff at that time. So definitely it's possible if you put your mind to it. Anything is, but in process serving, it's like one of those niches that you could do in any town, pretty much any town, unless it's illegal, unless you have to be like licensed and they have like a market lock on it basically. Um, do we have any other questions? We're about out of time here, but also the directory, I'll just plug that in. You guys definitely want to check that out if you haven't already. Hey, Jessica has a question.
Um, I'm having a hard time getting reviews from people, and I'm doing it like at the wow factor. I'm going above and beyond, and I'm still like getting like 25% maybe. So
Mhm.
have you ever done like you get a $5 gift card or something like
Yeah.
that?
It's funny you say 25% is actually really high.
Yeah.
But so if you want to have other people do it, you can say, you can put, like I did that on our inside of our group actually. If you look on there, it says get featured, get featured, leave a review. And still only, 10 or 20% will do it, even though they'll show up on the main website with their business and their face. And when it comes to your customers, you have to think about what it is they want and how you can get them to leave. So what I used to do is I would say, you get when you leave a review with these, I would send out an email every so often saying, how did we do? And that would go every time someone ordered on the website because it was automated. But every once in a while, I would send out an email to my entire list saying of previous clients who had ordered from us. There's something called a broadcast list that you want to send like a monthly email to. And I sent out an email to the broadcast list saying, free service of process, one free serve, get one free serve. And it would essentially say, if you follow these steps, we will give you one free service. And it was a list of like eight, I think it was seven for a long time that I added eight. And essentially that says, um, follow us on social media. Here's the links. So you have all the links to your social media. They're not going to do probably all of them, but if they do even a few of them and then leave, the last one is number 7 was leave a review. And I added 8, which was send me an email letting me know that you've done this because I actually wanted to follow through and put in there that they get a free service process. The only people that I found that do this are paralegals who already left me a review. So just try things, just keep trying things. If it's pro ses, what you can do, and this is kind of cheating a little bit, but there's no reason why you can't do it in the beginning to get your couple hundred reviews, right? Is when they first call you and they say, well, how much is it for this or that? Say, well, if you know you charge 500, tell them it's 550. You say, well, it's $550. And they say, well, okay. Oh, okay. That's no problem. 500, 550, same thing. Like it's whatever. And so you go, but actually, if you leave us a review, we actually will credit you back $50. So
Okay.
this is jumping through some hoops.
Well, I'll do it.
But for $50, people will leave you a review. I promise you that.
Yeah.
You tell them that they will get $50 credited back on to their bank account. And it's easy to do. You just go back inside of Stripe, which Desi, if you got the website set up, you got the online payments. You just go back inside of Stripe and you say refund, partial refund, $50. Boom, it'll be back on their account in a couple days. And
Okay.
you got a good review. And when you tell them about the reviews, you're paying them for the review, essentially,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not because it's kind of free, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying that like in order to get the refund, I wouldn't call it a refund, I would call it like a rebate. In order to get the rebate, the $50, thank you rebate, something like that. You got to do a couple different things. So I'll send you an email on it. That way it's not like you being nitpicky. It's
Mm-hmm.
do this list of things to get the $50.
Okay.
And what's crazy is a lot of people, uh, just probably the same percentage of people won't do it. And they'll just pay the $50 and because they don't want to do the extra work. But what's cool is you will get more reviews from it. You will get more. Probably you'll start getting half of the people doing it and the other half. And if you follow up and you actually call them, hey, I noticed that you didn't I noticed that you didn't get you know, on the email. Did you get the email that I sent you about the rebate, $50 rebate? Oh, yeah, yeah, I did. Okay. I noticed that you didn't, leave the review or do the other things I have on there. Did you not want the $50 back? People can't handle that.
Hmm.
No, I do. I do want the $50 back because this is stupid to say you don't want the $50. So if you actually call them back, you'll get them. You'll get them.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the way to do it. If you're dealing with $500 items, if you're dealing with a $97 item, you might do like a $20 deal, you know.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I've told a guy before, because it was a family law thing at Pro Se, and I was like, he's for sure gonna need to serve her again. So I was like, next serve, leave me a review, and next serve, I'll give you 20% off, something like
Mm.
that. It didn't work. So
20%, it's hard to it sounds crazy, but
you don't know what it means, right? It's
yeah,
just,
you don't there's no
yeah.
tangible amount. But if you have a dollar amount, like a
Hmm.
$50 amount, or if it's a service or process and you charge, how much you charge?
For Pro Se, 135.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, so
Yeah.
135, you can say, well, um, it's gonna be 155. It's 155.
Hmm.
But if and just do it like that. If
Yeah.
it makes sense. If
Hmm.
it doesn't make sense financially and you're finding yourself, but the crazy thing with pro stays, they're actually pretty willing to leave you a review. Okay, so the
Yeah.
dark side
Yeah.
of leaving reviews, the dark side of that is if for some reason it doesn't work out, you don't serve the person, it was a meet and greet, and you've had this conversation about reviews on the front end, they're gonna leave you a bad review, and they don't need to get paid for it.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
But the good news is you're gonna do a great job, and you're gonna jump through hoops, whatever you have to do. By the way, that's the person you refund. That's the person you call. So many people think once they got a review, that's like a nuke has been sent, and it's like, let me just nuke them back. No, tell them, be like, I'm trying to reach you. But on your reply to them that everyone can see,
Hmm.
I'm trying to reach you because while we did get it served for you, or while it was kind of out of our hands and we could not have got them served because it was a bad address, we're still trying to reach you to give you a full refund. And when everyone else sees that online, they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This guy
Yeah.
just keeping his bad review up there, even though they're trying to give him a refund. So, and then once you actually get a hold of them, you give them a refund. You tell them, hey, I want to give you a refund, but it's our policy. If you can take down your review, I'll give you the refund, but can you take down your review? Is that
Hmm.
okay? And you'll get people who will take their review down to get that money back.
Do you
Once you're
put that guarantee on your website?
on the directory, we have the guarantee. Yeah. Oh, is that what
Hmm.
you're talking about?
Or just on our sites, should we have something like that?
Guarantees, legally, I don't think you should put a guarantee on your. Yeah, I'm doing a big risk having it on the directory, but um, I really want people who are on the directory to have integrity and understand that if they don't do a good job, I'm paying their customer a refund. And if they don't give me the money back, they're getting kicked off my directory, you know. And it's not that I want to get involved in everyone's business. I don't. I just want people to learn to trust that directory, you know. This is a reason why we all go to Walmart. If you go to Walmart or some other, well, now everybody does it, but Walmart actually started it. The idea that you could go buy something and return it pretty much just anything. You could buy pretty much anything except for maybe some electronics and return it. What's up, buddy? He's like,
Mm.
Mom, stop meeting with these people. Just
Yeah.
feed me.
Yeah, I was asking about that because I got my Google address verified and then I got bumped down in the pack. So I'm like, damn, I was
Mm.
at the almost at the top. I don't know. It
Are
bumped
you
me
still in the top
down.
three?
It depends like how far you zoom in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hard part. But you
So
know what?
yeah, I'm
Are
wondering if
you
I
are
should
you
go
at
back to how
27?
I had it. Huh?
No, you're fine. Having it local like that is good.
Yeah.
You just
I just gotta wait. Yeah.
add more reviews and add more listings and where you can. I know that's a hard thing. Hillary, do you have a Google My Business listing? You're all set up?
No, I actually don't, and I need help with that.
Yeah, well,
I
I know somebody who really understands the process really well,
I
named
also
Jessica.
as well.
What'd you say?
I want to get a website through you as well. I don't have any of that. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, Desi will definitely take care of you. She takes a couple weeks, definitely at least a couple weeks, but she builds literally. If you go on Google and search like a website builder to have someone design one for you, custom website, they're between $7,000 and $10,000. They're not cheap. She'll build it for you. It's only $500 to set it up, and she'll completely build it for you with all the bells and whistles, including the online forms. And then Jessica's going through the process right now. I always say get as many things you want changed, make a list, and she'll get to it. She'll go through it, and she can also give you access so you can make changes yourself if you want to. So, how's that going for you, Jessica? I know you mentioned it a little bit, but did you get it dialed in? I actually want to look at it.
Yeah, I just sent her my second quick round of edits. I just gotta like line things up a little bit with the text, but yeah, it's looking great.
Yeah, what's your domain? I want to look it up real quick.
I don't think she connected the,
Oh, it's not published yet.
I don't think so. Let me see.
Is it WA?
Yeah, it's still my old one that's up. And it doesn't have the order form yet. So
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she'll get that dialed in for you, and that'll be nice to see. Well, once you get that, we'll highlight you. And I actually want to, not just because of the website, it's because you are the top engagement. I did it before anybody came on this morning. I was looking at that. Let me just bring it up again before we close out here. Um, and then we'll close out. I gotta go do some stuff. I know we all got things to do. So let me see here. Yeah, right here. So the leaderboards.
I don't know if Hillary is in here. I know she's on the Facebook group. Hillary, are you in this school thing?
I don't know. I don't think I am.
No, I don't think
No.
she is either. Yeah, join this. Go to mightyprocessserver.com and click on the um join now takes you to the directory, but click on the classroom and that'll
Okay.
take you to this. Yeah, and join. It's free to join.
She's on the VIP list somehow, but she's not in here. I don't know
Mhm.
why.
Yeah, the VIP list is like the list for the directory. Eventually we're
Hmm.
gonna add folks to that and then they can claim their listing for $27. It's gonna go up. Like the goal is for you get 3 counties included. And so we'll definitely go over that more in the future as well. That's coming, but I don't want to spend too much time on that today. But yeah, you could definitely if you're in that um right here. Jessica is a killer. Mhm. Jessica, you're like I don't know why my screen's doing this. So weird.
I had to take Jeff's place for a little bit because he's busy. So
Yeah, he's busy.
while I'm not as busy.
Exactly. I'm trying to see why my screen's doing this. It's like it's stuck on something. Anyways, let me just refresh. There we go. That's weird. So here we go. So 7 days. Yeah, you've completely in the last 30 days dominated with engagement. So what does that mean? Level 4. That's crazy. So what does that mean? That means you're watching the videos, you're commenting on all of the posts below the replay videos. That means you're making your own posts and people are commenting on them. And I'm telling you right now, so you're at level 4 and there's really no perks added yet for these other levels. There's actually none because I was doing the real estate community as well, and I've decided to just focus on this. So these other courses are going to be they're going to open up. I've decided that that's what's going to happen is as people level up in the future levels, these courses will just unlock. So instead of having to pay for them, they'll just unlock. Or you'll be able to pay for them with not having the levels and you could just buy them, right? So you're either spending the time to engage and be a part of the community, or you're just pulling cash out of your wallet and skipping the line, which is what happens if you're into video games and stuff like that nowadays. It's just like you can pay to play and be great. But so yeah, I want to highlight you because you're top on the leaderboard for the last 7 days and the last 30 days. So once your website is done, we'll do a spotlight. And it doesn't have to be like a podcast interview if if you're not ready for that. But I definitely want to spotlight you. We'll just have me and you on. We'll look at your website and we'll put that under the spotlight section on the That's what I'm going to use. Did I stop sharing? Yeah, I
Mhm.
stopped sharing. That's what we're going to use for the if you look on inside there, there's a spot room that says business spotlights. And right now it's just 123 legal support, which is my company. We'll put yours on there. And highlight not just your website, but ask you like what about your business and stuff. And that way people, as this community grows, they'll see you in there and they'll be like, oh, let me connect with her in Washington, you know?
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
I think
thank you.
I think it's going to be cool.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah. Don't be nervous. You'll do great. So Hillary, thank you so much for coming. Yeah, definitely get inside the school community. Did you do you have that link? Let me see.
I don't know if I do.
I'll
I'm
send it to you right now.
so it's kind of, I don't know. I'm having a hard time with. I gotta get a new phone, so I don't know. I can't access it while I'm on this call.
Well, Jessica will help you get in there. I'll just put it here in the chat.
Okay.
And yeah, if you just click on it, we'll just let you in. That's how it works. And then if you guys have any questions, feel free to that inside that community, there's a chat and you can just direct message me and I will answer you within 24 hours. I'll get back to you, okay?
Okay.
I appreciate you guys coming today. If you have any questions, reach out to me. If you're watching the replay of this or you're watching on YouTube and you want to be a part of the conversation, just go to mightyprocessserver.com and you can join for free. Just click on classroom or calendar and it'll take you inside the community. And we like to sign off every meeting with doing the mighty flex. So let's see it, ladies. Go out there, take action, and live mighty. All right. Have a great day, guys. See you
Bye.
tomorrow if you come.
All right.